What's up, everybody? It's UV here. Have you ever felt like you're not living up to your full potential? Like there are all these amazing things you want to do and learn, but there's just not enough time. We've all been there. You see these entrepreneurs and creators online seemingly mastering new skills overnight, and you think, how do they do it? Well, it's not magic, and it's not some superpower they were born with. The truth is, anyone can learn anything they set their mind to in just 1 year. That's right, 1 year. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact step-by-step system you can use to master any skill you can imagine. We're talking coding, speaking a new language, playing a musical instrument, whatever you want. I'll even show you how to create a complete 12-month timeline to keep you on track and accountable. So, if you're ready to unlock your full potential and achieve your wildest dreams, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's dive right in. Alright, so the first step to mastering any skill is to choose the skill you want to master. Now this might seem obvious, but it's crucial to be specific about what you want to learn. Don't just say, I want to learn to code. What kind of coding? Web development, data science, game development. Each of these requires a different set of skills and takes a different amount of time to learn. Being specific about your goals will make it so much easier to create a plan and stick to it. Think of it like this. If you're going on a road trip, you wouldn't just get in your car and start driving without a destination in mind, right? You'd end up lost and frustrated. The same goes for learning a new skill. You need a clear destination, a specific goal, to guide your journey. So take some time to really think about what you're passionate about. What skills have you always wanted to learn? What would make a real difference in your life, your career, or your personal fulfillment? Once you have a clear idea, write it down somewhere you can see it every day. Make it your North Star, your guiding light throughout this entire journey. Focus is key. Trying to juggle too many things at once will only lead to overwhelm and burnout. Instead, pick one skill and give it your full attention for a set period, say 3 to 6 months. Take your time, focus on one thing at a time, and I promise you'll see amazing results. Okay, so you've chosen your skill, you're fired up, you're ready to go all in. That's awesome. But before you dive headfirst, let's break down this massive goal into smaller, more manageable chunks. Trust me, this is going to make the entire learning process so much less intimidating and way more enjoyable. Think about it. If you're trying to learn how to code, your first goal shouldn't be to build the next Facebook. Instead, start with something smaller and more achievable, like learning the basic syntax of a programming language, or building a simple website with HTML and CSS. These smaller wins will give you a sense of accomplishment, boost your confidence, and keep you motivated. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't just teleport to the summit, you break down the climb into smaller stages. Break it down into smaller goals, celebrate your progress, and enjoy the journey. Start with the fundamentals. What are the core concepts you need to understand before you can move on to more advanced stuff? The key here is to create a roadmap for yourself, a clear path to follow that will guide you from complete beginner to proficient master. Alright, so we've got our skill picked out, we've broken it down into smaller goals, and we're feeling good. Now comes the most important part, putting in the work consistently. The secret to mastering any skill isn't some magical talent or a high IQ. It's all about consistent, dedicated practice. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And just like you wouldn't expect to get ripped by going to the gym once a month, you can't expect to master a skill by practicing it sporadically. Even dedicating just 30 minutes to an hour each day can make a world of difference in the long run. Think about it. 30 minutes a day is just 3.5% of your entire day. The key is to make it a habit. Schedule it into your day, just like you would a meeting or a doctor's appointment. Treat it as non-negotiable, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. Find a time that works best for you, whether it's first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or right before bed, and stick to it. Consistency is key. Now, to make your practice sessions even more effective, I recommend using the Pomodoro technique. This involves setting a timer for 25 minutes of focused work, followed by a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 4 times, then take a longer break of 20 to 30 minutes. The key is to find what works best for you and to make your practice sessions engaging and enjoyable. Alright, so you're committed to consistent practice. That's awesome. Now let's talk about resources. In this day and age, we're absolutely drowning in information. There are literally millions of books, courses, tutorials, and apps out there, all claiming to be the best way to learn whatever skill you're trying to master. It's overwhelming, right? But here's the thing, not all resources are created equal. Some are amazing, some are mediocre, and some are downright terrible. And if you're not careful, you could waste a lot of time and energy on resources that don't actually move the needle. So how do you find the resources that are actually worth your time and money? First and foremost, do your research. Don't just blindly sign up for the first course you see advertised on YouTube. Read reviews, check out forums, ask people in your network for recommendations. See what other learners are saying about the resource, what they liked, what they didn't like, and whether they felt it was worth their time and money. Another important factor to consider is the credibility of the source. Who's creating this resource? Are they an expert in their field? Do they have a proven track record of success? Remember, you're investing your time and money in this, so you want to make sure you're getting your money's worth. Alright, so you're putting in the work, you're using great resources, and you're starting to see some progress. That's awesome. But how do you actually know if you're on track? How do you measure your progress and make sure you're not just spinning your wheels? Well, that's where tracking comes in. What gets measured gets managed. If you're not tracking your progress, you're essentially flying blind. You have no idea how far you've come, how much further you need to go, or whether your current approach is actually working. Tracking your progress allows you to identify your strengths and weaknesses, adjust your approach as needed, and stay motivated on your journey to mastery. Now, there are a ton of different ways to track your progress. You can use a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, a dedicated app, or whatever works best for you. The key is to find a system that's easy to use and that you can stick to consistently. One of my favorite methods is to use a habit tracker. This is basically a visual representation of your progress, where you check off each day that you successfully complete your desired habit. Another effective method is to use a journal. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on your progress. Celebrating your wins will help you stay motivated and make the learning process more enjoyable. Alright, so you're putting in the work, you're tracking your progress, and you're starting to see some serious results. But here's the thing, you don't have to do this alone. In fact, one of the best things you can do to accelerate your learning and stay motivated is to join a community of like-minded individuals who are on the same journey as you. When you're surrounded by people who are passionate about the same things you are, people who understand your struggles and celebrate your successes, it makes the entire learning process so much more enjoyable and rewarding. You can share tips and resources, get feedback on your work, and motivate each other to keep going when the going gets tough. Now, finding the right community can take some effort, but it's well worth it. Start by looking for online forums, Facebook groups, or subreddits dedicated to your chosen skill. These online communities can be a great way to connect with other learners from all over the world, get your questions answered, and find valuable resources. If you prefer face-to-face interaction, consider joining a local meetup group or workshop. Many cities have regular meetups for all sorts of interests, from coding and design to photography and writing. These meetups can be a great way to network with other learners, get hands-on experience, and learn from more experienced practitioners. Alright, so you've been putting in the work, you're tracking your progress, you've joined a supportive community, and you're well on your way to mastering your chosen skill. But here's the thing, the learning process is never truly finished. There's always something new to learn, something to improve, something to refine. That's why it's so important to regularly review your progress and adjust your approach as needed. Think of it like driving a car. You don't just point your car in the general direction of your destination and then close your eyes, do you? You constantly adjust your steering, your speed, your route, based on the road conditions, the traffic, and any unexpected detours that might pop up along the way. The same goes for learning a new skill. You need to be flexible, adaptable, and willing to course correct as needed. What worked for you in the beginning might not work as well further down the line. Your goals might change, your priorities might shift, and that's perfectly okay. The key is to be aware of these changes and to adjust your approach accordingly. So, how often should you review your progress? I recommend doing a major review at least once a month. And there you have it, my step-by-step guide to learning anything in a year. Remember, the key is to be specific about your goals, break them down into smaller, more manageable chunks, and then put in the consistent work day after day. Find the right resources, track your progress, join a supportive community, and don't be afraid to adjust your approach as needed. Now, I know this might seem like a lot to take in, but trust me, it's simpler than it sounds. The most important thing is to just get started. Pick one skill you want to master, set a realistic goal, and then take that first step. The rest will fall into place. So, what are you waiting for? Go out there and crush it. I believe in you.